Yeah. Melody man. DJ Shins. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Go left, go right, go right. Go left, go right, go left, go right. Pull up the tune, pull up the tune. This is the Positive Forces show, y'all. Yeah. Melody man. DJ Shins. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Oh my gosh, oh my God. Favor on the right. Blessings on the left, favor on the right. Go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right, go left, go right. Goodness and mercy they follow. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Goodness and mercy they follow. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Hey, blessings on the left. Favor on the right. OMG. I hope everyone is doing well and having a fantastic weekend. So always giving you more, sending you positive vibes
to change your life.
I'm your host, Kimon Hall.
And I'm your co-host, Yola Yoli.
Hey, in the house, Yola Yoli. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
That's a lot.
I know.
Hey, that's good. That means we are doing well, guys. Welcome, You Choose family, and Reggae Global Radio family, YouTube family. And we're going to be live on TikTok, trying to get live on TikTok today. Trying to make sure that, we do our due diligence. And
yeah, this will be fun.
I'm still trying, y'all. Hey, so how was your week, Yola?
It was good.
You said it was good.
Yeah,
so
I said I felt good.
Okay.
Like 5 goods at this particular moment.
Okay,
it's
so
good to try to stay in the present.
Mm-hmm.
The week, I don't remember it because it seems this was one of those weeks where I woke up on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the office.
Mm-hmm.
I did work.
Mm-hmm.
I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday was a bit rocky. And then next thing you know, I woke up and bang, I was on the Positive Fortune show. But I'm here.
Oh, man, yeah. Thank you. Enjoying it.
Your theme song should be Holiday by Madonna right now.
Yeah. Let's sing it.
No.
Let's open up with prayer.
Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, so much for bringing us here. You and everything that you say that we should do. Let us not question your authority. Let us not question what your purpose is for us here, Lord Jesus. Help us to obey you always. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. We can question God. Don't you think so? God
No.
wants us to. You don't think He wants us to question Him?
No, I think he wants us to ask him questions for clarity. But do I think he wants us to question what he wants us to do? Absolutely not. Especially since he is all knowing, omnipresent. So
Okay.
no, he doesn't want us to question it. And I don't think that questioning him about something is the same as questioning him, if that makes sense. So having questions like, Lord, why did this happen in the word? Explain it to me. I don't understand it. These are questions that I ask during Bible study fellowship or fellow Bible study fellowship um, um, participants do. You don't understand something, we go to God. You go to Jesus. Explain the scripture. I don't get it. Right. And then, of course, I don't think he minds if we say, well, Lord, I think that because he has so much mercy and grace for us, if we say, well, Lord, why did you do this? But I don't think we should jump on that over and over and over and over, because I know that his solution will come and then we'll be like, oh, that's why that happened. Thank you, Lord.
That's true.
So at some point you have to be like, you know what? I'm not going to question them. What for?
Okay.
So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Cool. Well, you jumped into Yoli's thought.
I did.
No, you gotta give us Yoli's thought for the day.
I was like, boom, here I am. Hear me roar. Okay, so my thought of today is, and I was thinking about this on my way here, is that tomorrow is June 1st.
Already? Oh my gosh.
Tomorrow is June 1st. This is the last day of May. The last day of May, my friends. And so I was thinking to myself, on January 1st, what did I do? Of course, I don't remember. But what most people do is they have resolutions and resolutions and resolutions and resolutions and resolutions. And so I'm pretty sure that I remember that I did not want to have any resolutions this year. That I think it was better for me to have goals, because when it comes to resolutions, I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah, okay, I said I was going to do that and I didn't. Okay, great.
True.
Right. And I find that can be a bit overwhelming and disappointing for some when you tell yourself that. It doesn't disappoint me at all, because I try to give myself a lot of space, right? Because life's right.
Yeah, it does.
So I think it's better to have goals. So Yoli's thought for today is for all of us that decided to have goals and set some goals anywhere in January, February. Now that tomorrow is June the 1st, I think we should go back. I think you should go back and see what your goals were and see where you got and reevaluate, reassess. For some of us, it might be a restarting, because maybe you had the goal, but you didn't really get to start it for whatever reason. Work happened, kids happened, life happened. You had to fix something in your house and you just couldn't do it. It's okay. Now we're at June 1st, which to me marks the 6 months of the year, right? So Yoli's thought of the day is to go ahead and just re-look at what your goals were. And you know what? For those of us who did not have goals, it's okay. Go ahead and put some in place. Put some goals in place for the summer. Do some, don't going to do a self trip for a weekend. That's my goal. Yeah.
Self trips.
Or I'm going to do a trip for me and my kids or me and my family, whatever your situation is. I'm going to do a trip this summer. It doesn't mean you have to fly. You can drive. You could be a staycation, whatever it is. Set a goal, start small, and then expand from there. So that's my thought. I hope you guys like it.
All right. See, that's good. That's good. That's good. I like that. And I don't. I didn't do any New Year's resolution myself this year, actually. And typically I try to do something, but I didn't. So that's kind of ironic that you're saying that. I didn't do that either. Did you do any New Year's resolution, guys? And how are the New Year's resolution coming for you? on. Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat if you're joining us. You're watching us live on the Positive Forces show on News Radio and Reggae Global Radio. So we are live here, and this is your host Kimon Hall and co-host Yola Lewis. And we've got TikTok fans on here, TikTok family. We just want to say thank you for joining us, family. Thank you guys for always being with us. Ross Dugal, big up yourself. DJ VJ Smiles, Marla, and then the family. Big up yourselves, guys. Today, we're going to be talking about daily work of cultivating relationships. What are the things that people need to do to cultivate meaningful relationships? And people think about relationships and they're wondering, oh my God, how does it's so funky this now? Relationships are different from in the past. It's not the same as it was before, and people are literally making up their own recipe for relationships as they go, which and people should. I kind of like that. I think that everybody should have their own formula for recipes, formula or recipe for relationships. So that's fantastic. But the thing is, cultivating is the word. Cultivate. When I see the word or think of the word cultivate, I think that this is meaningful. This takes time. It's like, it's a slow cooker. It's not a microwave kind of event. It's not something that you're doing because you just want to make it, you just want to run through it. Cultivating takes time. If you are going to plant something, you want to make sure
You cultivate the soil.
you want to make sure that you prepare the soil, you put
Yeah.
the growth in it, the miracle grow, and
Miracle
you
grow.
prepare it. And that's
Eggshell.
exactly right. That's exactly
Compost.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what's needed in relationships for relationships to actually foster and to grow and to be meaningful. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, guys. And if you're in a
Awesome.
relationship and you want to share some pointers with our fans, with our people, go ahead and do that. Do
Yeah.
that. Do that.
Give
Do
us a
that.
chat. Say something in the chat there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to Claudette
Hey,
Brumfield,
Claudette
my
Brumfield.
partner. And I
Welcome,
also want
welcome.
to
Thank
give
you.
a shout out to my sister, Carol Camino, all the way from Trinidad. Love, love, love you, sis.
Hey, Carol, thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us. I see some people here on as well. Veronica Ellis is always on watching. Auntie Julie, thank you, thank you, thank you. MVP joined the chat. Thank you, thank you. Megan Kelly, thank you. Ryan Fuentes and
Ooh, I
Moshen is on, and some others. And then, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it locked with us here on the Positive Forces Show. So, what are your thoughts? First thing, genuine interest, listening, making sure that we have clarifying questions. Those are the things that we definitely need to start out with to have a strong relationship. Genuine, just outright genuine, pure interest.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got to make sure that you like the person.
Yeah. As a person, I think
Yeah.
we've talked about that quite a bit.
Mhm.
Sometimes people jump in relationships and it's all about the flash and the looks and the
Mhm.
butterflies. And it's not really about who the person is. It seems that you want to kind of find that out after the fact. But I think it should be done before, or at least try to do it before. So I think that that's a very good point. Part of cultivation is liking the person.
Mhm. Mhm. And when you conversation, have these clarifying questions.
Okay,
Okay,
what's that mean?
clarifying questions. So not to be able. A lot of times when two people are having a conversation, people tend to assume. They assume things. Sorry, they assume things. It's like, well, in my head, in my, I thought you meant this. Somebody could say something, to each other, and it totally gets misconstrued. It's like, it's not like a text where, text doesn't have a tone, but literally not being able, just not being able to assume what the other person is saying.
Yeah. And I think text messages too can be misconstrued anyway. Even if there is no tone, because there's no emotion behind text messages.
Mhm.
But the way that we use acronyms for everything,
Mhm.
it's no surprise
Mhm.
that you can be texting someone and you're having a whole texting conversation and stuff gets understood.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that there's no emotion behind it, but there's also what you're texting might not make any sense at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
So don't assume. That's one. Um, and it's easy to think that what I mean is what you meant.
Yes, and I think that's part of assuming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't do it.
Filling in the blanks instead of just asking, what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
What did you mean? Or at least say, is this what you meant?
Right.
And clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you think you understand, you should still clarify.
Even if it's a tough situation or a tough conversation or something you just think like, you know what, I don't want to touch it. Best to go ahead and delve into it right then and there if it's appropriate, so that you don't walk away thinking, I wonder what that really meant. I wonder what he was trying to say or what she was really saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of wasting all that time trying to clarify,
Yeah,
just
speculate.
ask. Just ask. Just ask.
Just ask.
Another way of cultivating relationship, showing genuine interest, listening. Don't assume. Remembering the details. Remembering the details of what was said, what you talked about. Meaningful listening.
Yeah, it's funny because that is one of the comments from Carol. Carol said, listening is key to communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is an important part in the daily work of cultivating a relationship or a safe space in a relationship is where you're communicating and you're actually listening to what the other person is saying. So
Yeah.
that space is always safe because you can be open with what it is that you're asking and what you're feeling and what you're saying
Mm-hmm.
without being judged. So that makes it safe for you to be open and
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. All right, and that's a part of like actually showing effort that is meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to say, you know what, I'm genuinely taking my time to listen. I'm genuinely taking my time to understand. I'm not going to be quick to respond. I'm actually going to be quick to listen. I'm going to not even try to fix it. I'm just literally going to be present and listen.
I have something to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is something that you should practice with your friendships.
Mm-hmm.
With your friends. Try to communicate with them in a way that you're listening and not interrupting them
Mm-hmm.
because you're actually listening to what they're saying, right? I tend to interrupt. I do. It's not because I'm rude,
Mm-hmm.
but it's truly because I feel like I have something in my head that just needs to come out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something to practice the art of remembering what it is that you say, making sure that it's in context and relevant to what you're talking about, and then having the skill of waiting to be able to say it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and that's good communication.
Yes, good
That's
and
good.
effective.
Yeah. Hmm. It's easy to want to jump in and to want to fix, especially men. I think a lot of men, because they're kind of wired to be able to fix stuff, and so because they're wired to fix things, they're gonna genuinely want to just jump in. But sometimes just being present, guys, is gonna be very helpful to a woman to be able to say, you were there, you had a listening ear, you're not being judgmental, you're actually trying to um, just let me know that your presence or you being with me is enough. Let me know that you listening to me is good. Because so many people, you say hi, a general hi to somebody, hey, how you doing? And many people don't stop to actually listen to a response to see, hey, I'm doing great or not. It's so automatic. It's just something that's said. People just keep going, right? So, for your spouse or your partner to actually sit there, not be on their phone, being intentional about the conversation, not trying to watch the game or something, but being here with you and listening in. That's key, 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 and is very, very powerful.
Yeah, and responses can also be automatic.
Mm,
It's like, how are you? I'm fine. Or I'm good. It's an
mm,
automatic response, but that might not be how you really feel.
True.
but it's automatic.
So that means that person lied.
Yeah, lied or wasn't really paying attention to your point.
Paying attention. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And see, as right. And when somebody says that they're fine, fine doesn't necessarily mean that they're good.
True.
And fine really means I'm not that good. Oh, I'm fine. That's that. There's got typically there's something behind that. I'm fine,
Mm.
as opposed to hey man, I'm doing great, or man, everything is good, or So if somebody says that they're fine, there's typically something that's yeah. hmm Um, Yeah. So and remember the details. How about building trust? Building trust is going to be definitely something that will show that you're cultivating a relationship, being reliable, following through. Hey, you said that you wanted me to do this, and I did it. And your word is your word. You said you wanted somebody that's a provider. I'm doing my best to provide. I'm working. I'm putting in the time. I'm paying the bills, but then again, the person is reliable. Make sure though that if the person is doing what they're supposed to be doing and they're trying their very best, you on the other hand is not saying, "Hey, I need your time." You're always at work. You got to have a balance and communicate and talk about these things daily, and to let the person know, let your partner know what it is that's feeding them. If it's good food or if it's not good food, but you definitely need to let your partner know how you feel every single day.
Yeah, and I think it's important to your point, Kimmy, that you communicate in a way that the person feels like they're being heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's also very important
Mm-hmm.
that you're being heard in what you're saying, or at least some type of validation.
Mm-hmm. Mike Spencer, thank you for joining us here on TikTok, and truly appreciate you guys. All right, so let's see. Being dependable, being consistent. Yo, guys, why? Go ahead. You had something?
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
did.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Before I ask my question, go ahead.
It was a good thing I did that because I paused, which
Yeah.
is important
Yeah.
instead of just jumping in. Ladies and gentlemen, pause, take a breath.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back to the one on truth
Mm.
because I find that when you're cultivating or cultivating a relationship or cultivating a safe space in a relationship, and you
Mhm.
want to start with trust, that you should do it in small steps.
Mm.
That something like I asked you to do something and you do it.
Mm.
It's the follow through, but it doesn't have to be something big. It could
Mhm.
be something small,
Mhm.
like changing a light bulb,
Yeah. Oh my
taking out the
God.
trash.
Oh my God. Yeah.
For women, I said I was going to pick up your laundry.
Mhm.
So it's the small things,
Mhm.
but it's being able to be trustworthy in what you're doing, whether it's something that is requested of you or something that you do yourself, because it doesn't always have to be a request. It could be something that I decided I want to do for my person,
Mhm.
right? But I need to be able to follow through for that person to trust me.
Mhm.
And then that once that person trusts me, then you bigger and bigger responsibilities.
That sounds bad, but it's actually true.
No,
Hey
it's not
man,
bad. It's
it
not
sounds
bad. It's
bad, man.
good.
The men might
It's
say it
good.
sounds bad. Like, hey, I'm the man.
Mm-mm.
You're supposed to trust
No,
me.
no, 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 no,
I said
no.
I'm gonna do this, and why is it that you trying to act like the woman? What the
No,
man? Why are
no.
you trying to act like the man? Like, let me do my job.
No, no, no. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. We are all individuals here that
Mhm.
don't know each other.
Mm.
I don't know you from Adam.
Okay.
Okay. And so trust is something that needs to be built. Now,
Mm.
there are some of us that, yes, do the benefit of the doubt,
Mhm.
where I'm going to trust you explicitly. And then you might just,
Mm. Start taking
yeah,
away. Start peeling back the
right?
layers.
Or
Mm.
there's the other side where,
Mhm.
you prove, I don't know if prove is the right word, but you
You gotta be. It's
show,
proved.
yeah, you show
That's what it is.
through actions
Mhm.
that you are trustworthy with
Mhm.
small things.
Mm.
And then I, in turn, can trust you with bigger things because now you've shown that you are reliable.
Mhm.
It's not just, oh, I said I was going to pay this bill.
Mm.
It should be, you know what? I said that I was going to make sure that you pay this bill. she had gas in her car.
Oh
Or
man,
said
take
I
notes.
was
Take
going,
notes.
I said that I was going to make sure that I picked up his laundry. I said, meeting tomorrow and he needs that special suit,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Take notes. Take notes, guys. Men, women like that. We like. I wonder if she has gas today. Don't just put the either one. Pump the gas for her, or two. Make sure you leave some gas money in the car. Side note.
I would say that something growing up with my parents that I think my mom always appreciated, and it stays with me, is that my dad loved working on cars. And we had a ton of cars growing up in California, and he would make sure that all of them were fixed and ready to go. And he would always make sure that my mom's car was, had gas in it, the tires were good, they had enough air, the engine was doing whatever.
A man,
And
man.
yeah, and then there was times when he and I would actually take her to work because she would work the night shift, and he would drive her to work. It didn't matter how long it took. It didn't matter what hospital she was stationed in. And it's these kind of little things that you can trust and hold on to because you know this person is always going to do it.
Yeah.
This person shows up. So yeah.
Having integrity, and not like a man that says he's going to do something and do it. Please. And the thing is, sometimes they won't. They'll say they're going to do it, and then you talk to them, and then they do it, and then they slack back off in another 2 weeks and go revert to who they truly are. But women, be patient. Be patient with them. But sometimes that's what happens. So man, just try your best, because ultimately the man is the head, right? And a lot of people will probably say, hey, you know what, I don't subscribe, but the man is the head of the house, and the man literally sets the tone. So if a man is the head and sets the tone, then you know go ahead and help him as much as you can. But
Yeah, I think it goes both ways. You both have to be trust and do trust things for each other so that you know that you can rely on one another. Yeah. So it's for men and women.
Okay, I guess. What y'all think? Tammy,
I
thank
hope
you
you
for being
agree
with
with
us.
me. Because we're in a new era.
No, that's true. That's true.
I do. I will say that I subscribe to the old, but because I grew up with both my parents, and I
Traditional.
saw how they act, and I saw how they were there for one another, ups, downs, and everything in between, right? So it goes both ways.
It
There's
does.
there's roles that need to be fulfilled,
Yeah.
and they fall in place easily if both people are fulfilling those roles. It's
That's
harder
true.
when you're not.
Yeah.
And you get resentment and
Yeah.
contention and all that stuff.
One hand can't clap.
See,
It
I've
takes two.
demonstrated this.
It takes two to tango. And you guys we gotta do it together. You gotta do it together. You gotta do it together. Give support. Give support is another way to cultivate relationships. Giving support to your partner, and celebrate the wins. And whenever your partner is doing something great, don't compete with them. And then acknowledge the losses. I think acknowledging the losses is good. Being able to go back, reflect, fine tune the plan, fine tune the goal, see what's wrong, see where you went wrong. Or sometimes you don't even go, you didn't do wrong. Maybe it's just not the right timing, and because not the right timing, that doesn't mean you stop. You keep going, but at least evaluate what was done so that you can decide: do we move forward with it? Do we press on? Do we find a different avenue?
Yeah, I love the idea of support
Mm-hmm.
for both sides in different ways. Because I think the support that a woman needs and the support that a man needs are not the same. I think there might be some crossing over where it does, cross
They
over.
differ, yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's parts that are different. But I think it's important that you know or learn how to support your person and then provide that,
Yeah.
whatever it is, Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be able to. You have to talk it through.
Yeah, well, you
And
can't learn that unless you actually talk about it.
yeah,
yeah,
what does support look
what
like
is
to
it
you?
for you?
Yeah, don't because I want you to support me in this manner. I just assume that that's the right way, and my way is the right way, and there's no other way, right?
Yeah, because you're psychic, so of course you know, right?
Wrong.
Okay, I'm
Mhm.
just I digress. Shout out to Richard Donegal. Did you shout him out already?
Oh, Richard, how you doing? Big up yourself,
Good
Richard.
evening to you, sir.
All right, you saying Jack is saying the video? Yes, we're working on that, Jack.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you
working
so
on it.
much.
Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that.
Let's
Shout out to
see.
you, Jack, and thank you.
Shout out to Nini. Shout out to Joey.
Hey, we love to give shout outs. So
Mike's baby,
if we see you
patience.
on, we are going to shout you out. That's how we do it on the Positive Forces show.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the YouTube's family and the Reggae Global family, YouTube family. Guys, I just want to say thank you for being with us. TikTok, Facebook, everybody, keep it locked with us. All right. So we're talking about cultivating relationships. And so we talked about giving support, showing genuine interest, building trust.
Mm.
Another one is avoid like stumbling. Hmm. If
Avoid
something is
stumbling
not
blocks.
going good, have patience. Have patience. Don't just ghost people. You know, a lot of people do it right now. You meet somebody, something's not going well. They're like, forget it. Delete, ghost. Leave them on red and don't respond. Right. So
Mm.
yeah. So that's not really. Avoid those blocks, guys,
You know,
and
if
be patient.
if anybody has any thoughts
Mm-hmm.
on what those blocks are for you, put it in the chat
Mm.
so we can talk about it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your stumbling blocks, guys?
That make you like go
Rally,
study.
Vince, what are Tyler 12, Go? What are your thoughts? Yeah, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I want to know your thoughts.
On the stumbling blocks that make you stumble.
Yeah, and familiarity breeds content. That's something that we always say, and it's so easy to take somebody for granted because you know them, you always interact with them. Now the relationship is moving from the honeymoon phase to the second phase, and it's just like, I already got you, so I can do what I want to do. No, 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 no. Let's not do that. Because the same way you got him or got her is the same way you got to keep them or maintain them or even do better or go higher in your relationship.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mhm.
I've never actually thought about that phrase in a relationship.
Mhm.
In friendships, yeah, even work friendships, yes.
Mhm.
Because sometimes somebody can become too familiar and think that they know you, and then they
Mhm.
can speak to you any kind of way,
Mhm.
and then it rubs you the wrong way. But I've never thought about that in a relationship, how familiarity can breed contempt, because
Mhm.
the idea is for you to be familiar with one another.
Mhm.
But there could be some things that your partner might not like that you do.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. I like it. I want to give a
Mhm.
shout out to my friend Stephen
Hey,
Hill. Hey,
Steven.
Stephen.
Yeah, something wonky is going on. You know what it is? It's picking up a different camera. USB. All right. So
Oh,
intentionality. We
boo.
talked about being intentional. That's key, yo.
Hmm.
There is no way somebody can cultivate something without being intentional. Period. You have to be intentional. You got to really want to do it. You got it. You got to. You got to. You just have to. Okay. Ain't no way around it. You got to. You got to. All right. What about daily connections, daily rituals? Daily rituals. You gotta have a daily ritual. All right. So there's something called a morning check-in, an afternoon check-in, and an evening check-in. All right. So check in with your person in the morning and not just send if you don't live together, don't just send no good morning text.
Oh, we so talked about that last week.
YWD, what you doing? Mm-mm.
Ugh,
Not that, no.
yuck.
That's not for the mature.
No. That's not for the grown. That's not for the
Not for the
grown.
grown. The grown people don't do that,
No,
and not for long. You can do it for a little bit, but not for long.
you shouldn't do it at all.
I please. All right. Check in. Hey, how's your morning going so far? Do you have a to-do list? What's on your agenda for today? That's a grown conversation.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the checking in for the
The morning, afternoon, evening.
morning, afternoon, or morning, evening check in is for really committed relationships. Because I think that after a while, you might forget
Mm.
to say the good morning. Because you take for granted that the person's always going to be there, and you forget to say good morning.
Mm.
Or if it's a morning hug, you forget to do that because you want to be, because you have to rush to work or rush to make lunch or rush to get the kids out of bed and all of that lifey life stuff.
Mm.
So you forget to do these little things, but these little things are huge
Mhm.
and they're important, and they form connections and they
Mhm.
cultivate relationships and they make safe spaces. And then if the person doesn't do it, then that might be a signal that something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know? So and if something is wrong, it needs to be communicated.
Mm.
But I kind of feel like in dating, I guess depending on where you are in the dating, that you're going to be checking in. I feel like it's after you decided, hey, I'm dating you, and we are going to a
That's the only time.
hold on, where I'm dating you. And
Really?
we've decided together
Ah.
that this is going to be a committed relationship.
Mm.
And now we have the daily check-ins, and it's not an annoying daily check-in. It is a genuine, um, truthful, vulnerable check-in. Like, hey, good morning. You know what? I don't feel that great today.
Mm.
And you have a conversation. Or you know what? I feel fantastic. I hope you have a blessed day. Blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
Whatever. There's check-ins, right? Right.
Mm.
But I think in the beginning, don't really need to do the daily check-in. I
Hmm.
don't think you
It
do.
doesn't show
Especially,
interest,
no,
or as long as you.
not for the grown.
Not for the grown.
No, the grown are too busy. We're too busy. So, yeah.
The grown are too busy. What
As
y'all
you can
think?
tell, we have a
What
lot
y'all
of
think?
fun on the Positive
What
Forces
y'all
show.
think about
But
that?
yeah,
Grown are
the
too
grown is too
busy.
busy.
You're like, hey, no,
So, yeah, no.
but you can't be too busy if you're trying to cultivate something.
Oh, this is the beginning. This is the beginning.
Oh, okay. How much time is the beginning? I think is that
We've talked about that so
Yeah,
much
but we gotta
times, and I swear
listen. It keeps coming up.
it keeps coming
We
up,
gotta
but
address it.
it's also something that is a moving target because it's different for everybody. And I no longer feel that you can actually put
Time.
a time frame or a date on it. What
Can
I
y'all put a
do
time frame on
think
it? What y'all think?
what what I do think is that there should be at some point where you and this person that you're dating decides if what your intentions are. I think that we should be dating with intention.
Mm.
And not just dating because I'm gonna go on a date. Don't come at me. Don't get me wrong. It's okay to go on a date and have fun,
Mhm.
right? There's nothing wrong with that. If you guys are friends and you want to stay friends, you just want to go on a friendly date, great.
Mhm.
Do it.
Mhm.
But I think that we should be dating with intention, whatever that means. Intention to get married, intention to be in a long relationship, intention to be in a committed relationship, intention to whatever,
Mm.
whatever the intention is.
Mhm.
Different for everybody,
Mm. Mm. Okay.
you know?
All
So.
right. You got it. Stephen Hill, what do you think, sir? What do you think, Stephen?
Stephen always has a lot to say, so I'm shocked that he's not saying anything, but it's okay. One day when we have our male panel, I would like Stephen to be on there.
Ah, Stephen. Okay. Hey, Stephen, come on the panel. That'd be nice. All right. So the afternoon check-ins. So you just kind of killed my check-ins. Okay. So the afternoon
No,
check-ins.
everybody is different, you know?
What do you think for afternoon check-in? Like send a song. Send a song. Like back in the day, you used to send a video of you have a cassette. Anything like that. Cassettes, right? A tape. No, but send a song that you like, a quote, a meme, hello, how are you? Something funny. Doesn't have to be really serious. I think that's a great way to check in. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm,
I like it. Ish.
mm-hmm. Ish. You better like it.
I
Hey,
like it.
Charles, how
I
you
like it.
doing? Bobby Jones. All right. Voice note check-in is better than a text. So
Ooh.
yeah, do a voice note check-in. You can say, "Hey, how you doing, baby? I was thinking about you." If it's not a baby situation, if you're not there yet, because Yola would say, "Mm-mm, I'm not your baby."
Yeah, I'm not your baby.
I'm not your baby
I'm
yet.
not your baby yet. I don't need a nickname.
But it's a term. It's a term of endearment.
Mm,
Endearment. No,
yeah, no,
no,
too soon.
too soon.
Yeah, my name is Yola.
Okay. All right.
Mm,
Send a voice check-in.
yeah,
A
you know what?
text.
The other day, I not the other day, some months ago, I was talking to my sister-in-law in Australia. Shout
Okay.
out to my Australian family, and we realized that we really love doing the voice thing on the
Mm.
Facebook Messenger, where you just send
Okay.
a
Yeah,
voice
yeah,
message instead of a text message. We
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
And so we decided that we were going to use that from now on. Of course, life. But the point is, I agree that the voice message is really nice. I
Mm-hmm.
prefer that.
Mm-hmm. You hear the voice, and uh, you can hear the inflections and the tone. You can hear how the person really feels. If they say, "Hey, I'm doing great," but the tone sounds a little bit different, but like you can send a note back. Are you sure? Just checking in because you said you're good, but your voice sounds a little bit different. It gets
Mm,
more intimate and personal.
mm,
Yeah, I think it's nice. It's a nice way of blending and trying to immerse yourself in the relationship. All right.
love it.
Okay. All right. And when you send something like a text or something, sometimes it'd be nice to if it's something funny, like a reflection of something quirky that happened among between the two of you, or something that was funny that nobody else would know. But just send something and be like, um just send something that the person nobody if they somebody else saw the text, they'd be like, what the heck is that?
Yeah,
But
that's not even funny.
it's not even but you got that
Mhm.
inside joke together. Yeah, that's a nice gesture as well. Jack says, let's see, like some kind of okay, yeah, I know, Jack, I see it. Thank you so much, though. All right. Even check-ins should be at least 15 minutes, y'all, to a half an hour. So listen. Red flag, ladies or gentlemen. If the person you're trying to talk to pull up to the house and they can't talk to you while they're inside the house, I'm just saying, it's a red flag. Oh yeah, I'm pulling up to the house right now, and we'll talk later. Wait, hold up. Wait, we've been talking the entire time. Now you get to the house, we can't talk. Usually, that's a flag to say someone's in the house that they probably don't want you to know about. And say they have kids, you can say, well, maybe they have kids, but if they have kids, it shouldn't be a problem to transition into say, hey, I'll call you back later while you are at the house. That's just my take.
I did not realize that the evening check-in is 15 minutes to half an hour.
At least,
I did not realize that.
yes,
Okay,
yes, yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. It has to be something meaningful, like your whole day passed and a whole 8 hours at least,
Is
right?
this an in-person check-in or it could be either
It
or?
could be either no. Well, I would say typically that would be from a
Okay,
phone video chat, right?
gotcha.
That's. But in person, unless you decide, hey, let's just meet for coffee or meet for dinner, and then you go home. Like dinner takes more than about over an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, you sit and you start talking. So I would say definitely phone or video conversations.
Hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Hey, I challenge you to cultivate your relationship when you are out for dinner. Put away the cell phone. Oh my gosh. Put away the phones, guys. Put away the phones. Show interest. Unless you've already said to your person, listen, I'm getting a call later. I have a meeting that I have to check in with. I have to check my email, but something that you already said to them, listen, this is going to occur. You gave them the courtesy that you're going to do this. And, so they'll understand. But if you just want to be on your phone, what's the use of being together if you're not going to be on the phone? Like, that's a thing that I'm not. The Gen Z, they love that, but I can't get with it. I can't get with it. I don't know. It's like my thing is, if you are, if you're gonna eat together, sit down and let it be meaningful conversation.
Yep, I agree. I think phones are distractions.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
a phone is a distraction during quality time.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially if it's like scheduled quality time.
Mm,
Yeah, then it's definitely a distraction.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. Junie joined in. Charles joined in. Thank you guys. King Excels 5 joined in. Thank you all for joining in, listening to the Positive Forces show. Truly, truly, truly appreciate you. And we're talking about cultivating relationships, guys. All right, so relationships are hard. I say they're hard. You say they're easy.
Yeah, you say they're
I keep
hard
saying
every
they're
time.
hard. Yeah, I think
And
their work it takes work. You have to cultivate it.
Yeah, just because it takes work doesn't
Hard-
mean that it has to be
But
hard.
hard doesn't mean bad.
No, it doesn't. I just
Right.
don't think it should be hard. You know why I don't think it should be hard.
It should be
But
easy.
I don't think it should be hard.
Like Sunday morning, but it's
yeah,
not. It takes work.
it does. But just because it's easy doesn't mean that it doesn't take work. There's stuff you have to do. And I just think that if we were doing what we were supposed to do, if
Mhm.
we are in a relationship,
Yeah.
then it's not supposed to be hard. We have a lot of other hard things that
do.
are coming at us
Sure.
every single day.
Sure.
The relationship should not be one that's hard.
Yeah.
Now, granted, in the beginning, you guys are trying to get to know each other. Sure,
Mm-hmm.
there's some bumps in the roads,
Mm-hmm.
but some bumps, but listening, effective communication, um, you know, giving each other grace,
Mm-hmm.
mercy,
Mhm.
getting rid of your baggage before you get into a relationship
Mm.
makes it easier, not harder.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. So it shouldn't be hard. Yeah, it takes work. All that takes work,
Mhm.
like Rihanna's song. But
Word. Sorry.
yeah, but but I honestly don't think it's supposed to be hard.
Mm.
If it is, then you need to reevaluate it.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's just not supposed to be
Yeah.
hard.
Are you in the right spot?
Yeah. Are you in the right spot? Are you
Yeah.
with the right person?
Yeah.
Are you doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Forget what the other person is doing. Are
Come on.
you doing what you're supposed to be doing?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You have the ability to control yourself.
Mhm.
So control yourself.
Control yourself.
Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing?
Mm.
And if it's still hard, then evaluate.
Mm. That's good.
Yeah, evaluate,
Okay.
communicate, evaluate. Because, although we have all of this time,
Mhm.
sometimes you realize that your time is short.
Yeah.
When you lose loved ones,
Mhm.
when you've spent a long time in a relationship that's not right,
Yeah.
and then you guys leave the relationship, and all of a sudden you see all of this time has passed, and
Yeah.
you don't really have anything to show for it. That's why that's important.
Yeah. Good. I agree. Okay. Emotional intelligence is needed. Guys, you must have emotional intelligence to be able to be in a relationship. Recognize the emotions that we talked about of your person. Recognize it. Take the time. Oh my God, you're not saying hello to me like you usually do. Like something changed in your voice. Are you sure you're okay? Nothing is wrong with that. Now, if the person gets annoyed because you're just like overly asking, then you back off. You don't have to overly ask, but guys, again, just literally try to be uh, emotionally engaging. All right, understand your emotions and the person's emotion and your partner's emotion, making sure that You study them. You're supposed to study. That's a part of cultivating, I think. Studying your partner. Um, and people get so good at it that they can finish each other's sentences. Right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think I think it's great that we do that. The one, the one, the one is on. Dewan Bland, our psychotherapist, is here with us live on the Positive Forces show.
Yeah. If you have
Du-
any questions.
Dewan, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey, hey, the
Nice. Hey.
one, the one,
The one and only.
the one.
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're good. How are you, Kimmy Kim?
I am doing
I
great.
must have been on the wrong link. Oh my gosh. I'm so
No.
No, you're fine, Dewan. We're doing a different more audio today than visual.
okay. It's working good. All right.
Yeah.
But we're definitely on live on TikTok too, and we're trying to say hi to everybody that's joining in. And welcome, Dewan. You've been gone for a while.
I
How is-
know. I've been busy trying to get life together, life going. So
Mhm,
it's
that's
almost there. It's like
Yes. Understood.
good.
Understand.
Dewan, we're talking about cultivating relationships, and
yes, I've been listening.
you are the guru. So you've been listening. What do you have to say so far?
Well, I think you would start what I was gonna say. You started saying about the emotional
Intelligent.
safety, emotional intelligence, emotional vulnerability. So all these things have to come together in order to cultivate the relationship. And cultivating means a continuous thing, a continuous feeding. So this has to continue and go on and on and on. So making sure somebody is emotionally available too. So a lot of emotions involved in relationships. So you have to be willing and open to accept those things. So I think that's a big part of it too.
Mm, I like that. Willing and open to accept them and not trying to, like we were talking about, not trying to fix it. Because we try to
Mhm.
fix people sometimes, especially women. We want to mold, and men too. They want to mold. We want to mold each other sometimes, and not giving that person that the joy of just being themselves, being free to just be them. I think allow people to, yeah. If there's somebody's going through something, just sit, listen, don't try to fix. Just
Mhm.
don't try to fix it.
Just support. Be support for them.
Yes. Support.
Just listen.
Support and being present.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's one thing that you should not say, guys.
Oh, I heard the
Do
laugh.
not say that's not a big deal. Ah, come on,
Oh no. Mm-mm.
you're overreacting. Don't say that. And it's easy because, especially if it's a situation where you just think it's trivial, you just think, nah, come on, you should be over this. Come on, look how much time has passed. Come on, right? Don't say that. Don't say it's not a big deal. Because what's a big deal to you is not a big deal to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because then you're trivializing the person, like making what they seem important, like it doesn't matter. So
Yeah. There's
it's
no
not creating
validation.
emotional safety. Right, exactly. That's not emotional safety. No.
Yeah.
Mm.
You want to not have a safe space in cultivating a relationship? Do that.
Say those things, right?
Right. Say those things.
Mhm. Yeah. So you could, so what can you say instead? I'm here to support you.
Oh,
I'm here. I understand. I understand how you feel. Hey, I get it. I and confirm and validate their feeling.
mhm.
I think if I was in that situation, I could find myself being upset too or being mad too. Nothing is wrong with that. Validating them. Let them feel that that's their emotion, that's how they feel. And then once they are self-aware, they know how they feel, they're expressing how they feel, then you can delve into that some more and then say, okay, well, why do you feel that way? What caused it? Sometimes, a lot of times, it could be miscommunication. It could just be a whole plethora of things,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
I think allowing that person to just say, hey, this is how I feel, and accept it.
Yeah, like what Dewan said about acceptance. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Accept what the person's feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe saying something like, I put myself in your shoes,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm trying to understand where you're coming from or how you're
Mm-hmm.
feeling. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
huge phrase.
Hey, how about, you know what? That sounds really frustrating what you're going through. It sounds frustrating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that does sound tiring.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, validating them. That's another way of validating. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
got to do
agree.
that.
Or maybe trying to ask them to explain
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
so that there's no confusion.
Yeah. Say
Yeah.
something like, I didn't realize that I hurt you. Like, I didn't realize it.
Hmm.
I said it, and I said it in passing, and I left for the day, and I went to work. But it wasn't something that I thought it would have marinated in your head. I didn't think that it would have stayed on you like that. You would
Yeah,
have been
all
thinking
day.
about it. Like,
Yeah.
wow, like I'm and say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yes. Apologies go a long way. Mm-hmm.
Apologies go a really long way. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of starting to feel like when you get the apology, there should be like some clarification of what the apology is for.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm
true.
sure I'm sure people love the "I'm sorry" or "I apologize," and that's enough. If you were to follow up with, "Oh, well, what are you apologizing for?" and there's like blanks there, crickets, because they're just apologizing. So maybe apologizing and stating what you're apologizing for.
Being sincere.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Explanation. A lot of e-words today. Explanation, please.
Hmm.
Afterwards.
Hmm.
Well, it just sounded like the right thing to do. I don't. I
Like,
never say that. I'm not
they just want to
apologizing.
see.
I'm just
Why are
apologizing
you apologizing?
because
I
I just
don't
don't want
know.
us to fight. Like, I'm
Right.
just apologizing.
I'm just tired of
They're
fighting.
just trying to end the question. They're just trying to end it. Like, no.
Mhm.
Explanation, please.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't just hold back your advice. Don't give it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give it. Just let them talk.
I think that falls under support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it does.
Yeah, because maybe they just want, maybe your partner just wants to be listened to
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
not offer any suggestions. Because I
Right.
really didn't ask for one.
Didn't-
That sounds bad,
yeah, that does not bad.
No,
but it
that's
does. So
true.
sorry.
You gotta say,
But
do you want to vent or do you want advice? Do you want to vent or you want to problem solve? So
yeah,
it's
see,
kind of going no
I
which way you're going.
I like that.
Is it good to say that?
Yes, why not?
Yes,
This is
yes.
clear and
It's kind of
honest communication.
Mm.
Ask, do you just want to vent? Then I am in listening ear. Vent away.
What do you mean? Do
Or
I
do
just
you
want to
want,
vent?
or do you now
Mhm.
That's the
stop it
problem.
now. Now, if you want advice, then I'm gonna listen to you and I'm gonna give you what I think you should do.
Mhm.
Because sometimes people just want to vent. Oh, but please, if you get these questions, ladies, don't beat him up and say what that Kimon just said.
Right,
Yeah,
because they're not a mind reader. They're not gonna know. We can like you're
They
supposed
don't
to know. Like
know.
we can't. People aren't mind readers.
Right.
They don't know. So
Yeah,
answer
we
the
just don't
question.
know.
Mhm.
Answer the
Validate,
question.
validate each
Yeah.
other. Validation makes them feel present, makes them feel accepted, makes them feel seen. Right? Don't dismiss. Don't be dismissive. Too dismissive so fast. Be empathetic. Right? Be
Absolutely.
empathetic. Yeah, yeah, that works. Oh my gosh, Duan, have you had any encounters that you could share lately? Like anything that you've seen that couples are just not doing, and it's just not cultivating uh their relationship.
Well, I think like a big thing that I've been seeing lately is couples like focusing outward of the relationship instead of inward. So they're like really focused on their own goals, their own friends, trying to make sure they don't lose themselves in the relationship. But there again, that gives that kind of sacrifices some parts of the internal relationship between the two people. So I think a lot more people need to maybe not go on every girl's trip or every guy's trip or try to be at every all their friends' events and like focus more inward on what their partner needs, and like they'll make it seem as if um by um coming together that you're losing a part of yourself. So that's what I think I've been seeing a lot of people are are really focused on outward, and I say you gotta focus inward, and then you can do outward things together. Like maybe you both can go on, like maybe make it a friends trip, or go to each other's events, or make have more time with each other's friends, or like get some couple friends. So that's the trend I've been seeing.
Wow.
I can
Okay.
see that. I can see that because a lot of
Huh.
people are so goal oriented.
Yes.
And other people are very independent as opposed to intra-dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Interdependent, I should say, right? So a lot of people, especially if you've been living on your own and doing your own thing, adulting on
Yes.
your own for a long time, and now
Mm-hmm.
you're merging with someone, I can see how you're gonna have to eventually mold yourself into thinking it's not just me anymore, right? Uh,
Yes.
so the things
Mm-hmm.
that you used to do as a single, hey, nope, I'm married now, can't go out on
Right.
these all the time. So uh,
Mm-hmm.
and having your partner listening to your partner say, "Hey, you went out last week. Like, what if I started
Mm-hmm.
going out last week?" That can cause a huge problem in a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So.
It kind of I don't know, like
Mm.
you have to have some type of balance. That's what I get from that.
Yes.
That there
Mm-hmm.
has to
Mm-hmm.
be balance because I know that we said on this show before that, you have to take care of yourself and you have to, to like really love yourself, take care of yourself, it helps you to love someone else, la 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 la, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then getting into a relationship and then deciding that I'm gonna still live like a single person
Yeah.
and neglecting your
Yes.
person is
Mm.
also not
That's
right. So you need to have a balance. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right,
have another
guys.
trend I've seen too. People over 40 not wanting to be in relationships. So like they're
Ah,
coming
People over 40 not wanting to
men,
be in
really?
women, all races. A lot
Yeah.
of them not wanting to be not wanting to be in relationships and really focusing on self, but struggling with the loneliness versus being lonely.
Mm,
Yeah.
And trying to navigate that. So I've been seeing a lot of that too. So
a lot of shacking up. No, that's not
no,
shacking up.
no, just
No,
A lot
no,
of
no.
single.
no, a
Don't
lot
want
of
a
Yeah.
no,
relationship.
no,
Don't want a
no.
coupleship.
Yeah.
Don't
I
want a
mean, like
travel buddy. Just
one
Yeah.
night.
but now they're coming because they're lonely. So it's trying to navigate that. So
Mm, a
mm-hmm.
lot of hookups. That's what I meant.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So
fear
a
of
lot of
dying alone.
hookups.
Fear of that. Not having anybody. Fear of
Yeah,
dying
not
alone has
wanting
been a
to
big
be
one.
in a
Hmm.
commitment.
Right,
Fear.
no commitments. Just and trying to navigate that space too. So
Mm.
Huh.
Life
hmm
is lifing for
it is.
everyone.
Always.
Yeah. And I
It
can see
is.
how somebody would prefer to stay alone though if they don't think
Mm-hmm.
that they found the right person for them. And
Exactly.
sometimes some people just give up. They gave up and they're just like, hey, you know what? I don't need that anymore. And I think that's kind of like a barrier sometimes or a defense, especially if, family members or people keep coming at you, hey, you're still not married and you're 40 or this is your second marriage or something, right? So it's
Mhm.
almost like a defense to say, hey, I don't need that. And but if the right person came along, I'm thinking you'd be like, oh my God, I didn't think this would actually happen.
I would hope
And
so.
you
I w-
sometimes
oh
right.
no.
Sometimes people don't even they've given up. They've
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
bad relationships or they've seen it so often that they're just like, I don't want that. I don't need it. I mean, I could just hook up with somebody that I need to, have casual stuff going on, and just keep on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or they cultivated so many people and they're cultivating bad land. Like you said,
Mm,
you can just throw yourself into trying to cultivate. You can over cultivate because if you over cultivate the land, it's not going to survive. So a lot of them have been over cultivated others, not getting any return. So like you said, come on, people giving up and like I said, race, age, sexuality. I've have a influx of people that are dealing with this.
Yeah, I think because the stories are just so bad.
Yeah.
The stories out there are just so bad, and you don't want to get hurt. So why would you? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah. Or if you're
See?
kind of living in fear of a relationship because you've been hurt before and you don't want to be hurt again.
Right.
You know?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all this cultivating and give you sunlight, water, the moon, the stars, and you growing, and I'm over here like like not growing. So
There, I was gonna say a weed.
all on the other side, that's not fair. So people are so good fed up. So I don't know what to do. Like, what do you do when you don't want to cultivate anymore? I think that's the part of it.
You live your life.
You just keep living until the right person comes along.
Live your life.
Yeah.
Safely and responsibly.
And that's what
which
we talked
is
about
different for different
before.
people.
Yeah.
Because you could fall into the trap that Dewan was talking about when you decide to just live your life. You could fall into this trap of, having different people for different things and different interests and not really making any real connections or establishing anything good that, is intentional and can grow. Right.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say, I'm going to cultivate my own land. That's what that is.
Yeah.
With their own land, and they don't really want to.
Which I don't think is a bad thing within reason.
Right, within reason.
That sounds like working on yourself to me.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing within reason.
Yeah.
I think there's things that we can all, work on and improve and fix and all of that. It's at the point, it's where do you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I have fixed all of these things, whether it's through therapy with Juan or listening to the Positive Forces show or, what other avenue, reading books, whatever you want to do.
Right.
At what point do you decide, hey, you know what, I fixed it. Now I am open and available. Yeah.
Vulnerable.
Yes.
Vulnerable.
But not stupid.
Well, not.
I said.
Yeah. When it's time to harvest, then what?
Yeah. Yeah. I think once you have done all that and worked on yourself and now ready for the right person to come in, I think that hopefully with the right work that was done, you won't, put that baggage or put all of that bad things, some people say karma, on that, from the other person into your new relationship.
I don't think you can.
Not once you fixed it.
No, I don't think you can once you've done the work.
But
whatever the work is for you. No.
Something else always comes up. Once you fix one thing, something else usually pops up.
Well, you need to go fix that too.
Then you gotta fix that also. We're always I think we're always working on us.
Yeah. I think there's just some of us that like to work on ourselves and still be in a relationship, and that could be more damaging. And there's some of us that choose to fix it before we get into anything else.
Yeah.
It's just having the ability to pick that person that has also done some work.
Right. That right person. I love that. Final thoughts. Label Jojo, thanks for joining us. Let's go. Final thoughts. No.
Yes. Final thoughts. Okay, this is the part that I don't like every single time we do this show, because why? I love cutting it up with you guys on the Positive Forces show. I love to cut with Kimmy Kim, the hostess, and with the hostess, and of course the one, psychotherapist extraordinaire. Yes. So my final thought is, you know what? Let's work on cleaning up the baggage. Yeah, let's work on cleaning up the baggage, and let's figure out what that is for yourself. My baggage is not the same as the next person next to me. That my baggage is not the same as the person that I might meet and think that I want to intentionally date this person for whatever my intentions are. Yeah. So let's
Mhm.
work on the baggage. Let's work on figuring out what that is and then actively working on it.
Mm, I love
That's my final thought.
love it. The one, the one. Final thoughts.
Well, uh, I'm gonna just say cultivate your own garden until you're ready to be a emotional safe space for somebody else. So when you're at the point where you feel like somebody is able to confide in you, somebody is able to share their emotions, their vulnerabilities, that you're not going to be criticizing, blaming someone, rejecting them for like differences and validate them, and you're able to be someone's safe space from this world. This world is pretty cruel. So I think once you feel like you are able to be somebody's emotional safe space, then you can like start to do all the things we were talking about today.
Mm,
Check-ins, the love, all this stuff like that. So I think people need to cultivate their own lane until they're ready to move forward and
wow.
then be somebody's safe space.
I love it.
Love it. Cultivate, cultivate, cultivate. Guys, when you cultivate, cultivate means to me that you're building deep, strong roots. Okay. And
Yes.
those are meaningful ways of making sure that your relationship is lasting. So continue to cultivate, build those roots, make sure that you don't damage the roots. And as things come up, talk about it and move forward and take your relationship one day at a time. Thanks for joining us on the Positive Forces show, guys. We truly, truly, truly love and appreciate y'all. TikTok family, oh my God, YouTube family, YouTubesRadio.com, and Reggae Global Radio. We want to say thank you to you all, YouTube listeners. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Later. Take care. Big up yourself. Yes, yes. Big up yourself, guys. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. We got Glad Bag 2 on.